Alright guys, down the creek, quite dry, got a little puddle to play with. Seeing this log stump that's probably been here for a long time. Don't see that anyone's dug behind it. Continues to keep going along that way. I'm going to have a little crack here and do a couple of pans and see if we can reveal a little bit of colour. If that doesn't work, then I'll probably just go down here to where this log is in the creek and try in there as well. See what happens. Alright, first pan. Take you over here where I'm digging. So I pretty much did 2 shovels and that was my third one. I went, no, it's getting too much to fill into a pan. So that's going to be where the next one's coming from. But got to be happy with that. Got to be very happy with that. Alright. Now that I've sort of got a spot, I'm going to do a couple of test pans. I'm going to do a couple of test buckets in the sense of I'm going to be taking buckets. So I've got a few buckets just here. These are only the little Bunnings ones because I don't want to carry them, the 10 litre things. So let's see what happens. Alright, so what I've done is I've filled one of these buckets. It's just over here. Take this over and I'll have a look. Alright, so that's about 4 pans worth. And I thought, done 4 pans worth, chucked them in the bucket. Let's do another test pan and see that we're still on it. And we certainly are, so I'm going to suck that up. I'm going to end up filling 4 of these buckets at this stage. And the reason, I know if I bring the 20 litre buckets that are in the car, I'm going to end up filling them and then I'm going to try and carry them and rip me arms out of my shoulders, so this way I can keep it sort of light. Alright, 2 buckets down. I've done another test. There's only 4 or 5 bits, some micro there. Hopefully it's picking it up, but you can see the 5 bits at least. That was after now bucket 2 that I filled, those 10 litre things. I'm going to do my next bucket. It could be just stuff, because what I'm doing is I'm making the hole bigger. I'm knocking stuff down to where I've dug down deeper. So it's going to be a bit of a mix. Not all the ground is going to hold gold, but we'll see what happens. I'll do another bucket. It's 4 pans, pretty much 2 shovels in each pan. 4 pans get tipped into one of those buckets. So about 8 shovels. Do 2 more buckets and then I'll see if I'm going to get other buckets or if I'm going to go try in another spot. Alright. So as I'm digging, I've pulled this rock out. We probably all, when we're digging holes, get these large rocks and they're covered in mud and all that sort of stuff. So I'm just going to put that into my pan and just see, because I always think, oh, the gold's stuck to this big rock. That's the bit there that's holding the gold. Oh, look at that. So let's see if there's any gold in it. Okay. So clean that rock off. Yeah, a little bit. So, I know what I tell you. You can get lucky sometimes. A little bit of clay or something stuck to that large rock, especially depending on the way it's laying. So if it's laying flat like that, or like bedrock, and it could capture some gold just before, it could act like a crevice if it's in between something. So I've got 1 more pan to do, and then I'm pretty much full of those they're probably about 8/10 of the way up. So one more pan, and then I'm going to see how bad it is to carry them, and then that'll determine if I bring the larger buckets where I'll transfer the material. So transfer the small ones into the larger ones. I might bring the larger one. Oh, we'll see what I'll do. We'll see. All right, 4 buckets down. Just did a test pan. Was contemplating on moving or not. The bits are getting a bit bigger, about the same sort of spec count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 7 I can see there in the buckshot. So now I'm going to start carrying my buckets and take them back to the car, see how much energy that uses, and then see if I'm going to continue here or if I'm going to move somewhere else. If I move somewhere else, then I'll fill in this hole before I go. Alright, back soon. Alright, so what I've decided, so this is where I've dug, that area just there. Probably going, wait, where did you dig? Filled in my hole. Water fill in my hole. There's been a little bit of talk about people finding other people's holes and digging them. There's one thing when you just turn up to a creek and there's all diggings everywhere. 100% every single person that turns up to the creek is going to check everywhere someone else has dug. Why? Not to shovel dog them, but just to test. Go, okay, they're getting gold here. Wonder why they didn't dig there. Wonder this, wonder that. And what tends to happen as well, the largest hole that you'll see, a lot of the times has no gold, because every single person does a few shovels, does a few pans, and that hole gets bigger and bigger, and they're mainly newbies, and they're going, oh, the hole was there, I'm not going to fill it in. So these massive holes get created, and there's no gold in them. And all the good spots have been left, or they've been covered up like this, and people go, oh, no, they haven't even done a couple of test pans. They don't realise you've gone down 1/2 metre. So always fill in your holes. And that's it really. Oh, what I thought I'd do is just show you the 4 or 5, maybe I think it was 5 test pans that I did, the total. So obviously it's the lead shot up here, and that's probably a little bit of lead shot as well. That's the gold there. Probably another little bit of lead shot just there. But so I did 4 buckets, 4 pans in each. So if I get at least 4 times more gold than what I just showed you, that'll be good. Hopefully, obviously not every pan is going to be the same. You know, you might get a few good shovels, might get a few bad shovels. But I'm going to leave it there, and then I'll process the other material, probably stop somewhere else, and it's just too hard to carry this stuff. The distance that I'm carrying it's insane. So that'll do for here. If I get a little bit more energy on my way home, I'll probably stop at another creek and see what I can do. So I'll leave this video here, and yeah. Alright, So moved to another spot. Got a bit more energy back. Look at that. Nice, decent bits. Spec counts up, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, because that's 2 over here. So 9 bits, and alright, so now I'm going to get some buckets. Maybe another 4. We'll see how we go. Alright. So when I first went down there, that pan that I showed you, I just test panned with the bait pump. Didn't bring the shovel. Went back, got the shovel, brought the buckets, tried digging that ground, and it's not good. So the first 4 buckets now have been transferred into those 2 just there. These ones here, I'm just too buggered. So those 4 smaller buckets, I haven't even screened. I've just shoveled them straight in. I've got this fine screen here and this bucket's empty. I may go and dig. I'm buggered, but it's just carrying. I'm just carrying way too far. There's just no water. This is the problem at the moment. Even here in Melbourne, there's only a few puddles around. You can do some pans, but trying to process the material, it's just too hard. So I'm going to go dig some old tailings, I think, and fill that bucket up, and then we'll see. We'll see. The reveal will happen later on. It won't happen with this video. It'll happen with another separate little video. Alright, I'm going to leave it there. Hope you have enjoyed this one. We will get the results for this. It'll come up in a little short video at some stage a bit later on. And until the next time, see you all later. Alright guys, got home. I've set up this high banker with the extension. Going to be going out over the weekend and wanted to put the extension on it. That's where I put the legs. You can put them wherever you like, but when I use the extension I put them there, not at the end. And then I use these the wing nuts here so that I can undo that, and off she goes. Take it off. Goes packs up in 2 bits. So today I went for a little bit of a dig and explore, trying some new spots. They're the 3 buckets from the second location. I don't know. I did do a pan there and I got really good results. But then when I went there to start digging, it wasn't good. So I totally went to just random, and yeah, they're the 4 buckets. A lot less material in this than the 2 other buckets that I've got that are the 20 litre now that were the 4, because those ones are screen, these ones aren't. So there's rocks. So we'll see how we go. See what happens. Got the bucket there to catch this stuff so that I can wash it properly. And then I'm going to do a few little tests anyway. So one of them is going to be obviously the material that I get here. I'm going to run that. I'm not going to clean the actual high banker mats out. I'm going to only clean the little mat that I've got underneath the hopper, and see how much gold I get out of these. And the equivalent, which is actually a bit more because I've got it screened to 1/2 inch, I'm going to run again. I'm going to compare what I get in that mat from the both runs. I'm going to see what then ends up in the first green dream mat. Then I'm going to see what ends up in the black dream mat. Then I'm going to run, or before I do the other mat comparisons, I'm going to run everything through here that falls in this side, doesn't fit through that screen through again, just to see if I'm losing anything that's not getting cleaned off properly. So let's see how we go. Alright, the 4 unscreened buckets are run. I haven't even looked, I've just pulled that mat out like I said. Still heaps of cons in the dream mat, so if anything did get by, I have that chance of catching it again. They can go. There's larger rocks. I'm not going to get gold that big here where I was. It's going to be small, but it all adds up. Hopefully there's something. Still got a few larger rocks there that I want to get rid of. They can go. They just get in the way, they get annoying. This pan doesn't have big riffles or anything, so got to be a little bit more careful. Keep revealing those big rocks that I don't want. Now hopefully there's some gold where I dug. Hopefully. Yeah, there's some gold. Alright. Let's just back pan. It's going to be the easiest way. I can flick these larger bits of ironstone out of the way. Just going to go at the back of the pan now, just in case I've let something slip by as I was panning back, and there's one bit there for at least, I think 2. So I've been flicking those rocks. Alright, there we go. Oh, let me get a little bit of ironstone out of there. There we have it. So not a great deal. I probably did better than that with my 4 test pans. Or 5, maybe 6 test pans. Did one, yeah, I think it was 6 test pans. One was at the other spot. So, yeah, a few bits of gold. Let's see what happens. See what happens the next bucket run. Alright, so that was the first 4 pans, or 4 buckets, these little ones that I just dug unclassified. That's what I got out of the 4 buckets that I screened to the Mine Lab screen, which is about 1/2 inch. So a lot better spec count. Now I'm going to just run that bucket there. I'm going to run all them through, see what I've lost there. Pan that little mat, and I can show you now for those that may have not have seen it. That's a little mat that I have under my hopper. It creates some air bubbles, and people go, oh, your water's not right, and you know, it doesn't affect it, honestly. What I actually catch in that mat, and then I have a wider sluice at the base. Nah, it's not going. trust me, it's not going to go through. The gold's going to drop out, it's going to get caught in there. Most of it anyway, some stuff rolls out. Yeah, so I'm going to run this. I'll see what I get there. And then I'm going to see what gets caught in these dream mats. Alright, there is the gold from the material that I ran through the second time. It came out the back of the hopper. And also what I did was wash all the buckets that I had that I was tipping the material out from. So there could have been a few specks from there, but a little bit of gold, not a great deal. Still adds to the collection. Okay, so that is the gold that was caught in the top green dream mat. Getting attacked by ants at the moment. So now it's going to be the next one. Once we get these last couple little bits of gold out of here, there's 2 more bits. Yeah, come on, come out in this one because we don't want to mess up this. What do they say? If you can pick it up, it's a picker or a sticker. So it's building. Alright. One little micro. Just there, right in the centre of the screen. Alright, so one little one was in that bottom mat. Now I'm going to wash everything out of that sluice that's left behind. I'll just take these over there so you can see. So all the gravels that are up there, all the gravels that are there, everything's there. I'm going to put a pan down here and catch everything. Alright, so this was everything that was caught still in the sluice. So I washed all the gravels out. I actually ended up putting a bucket, that bucket there. And yeah, so that's it. So some micro gold. Should be able to see that. Some really fine stuff. Let me get. Go like this, and then I zoom in. You'll be able to see that real small, tiny stuff here. That's the stuff I'm talking about. It's a little micro, and obviously the visible's there. But they're still tiny. Let's get my finger there. So you'll see. They're only tiny little specks. I'm going to go get the snuffer bottle out of the car. And I was saying, the way I was looking at it was like that. The first place, I was thinking I'd have 8 times more gold. Than what I had in those pans. So let's say the 4 small buckets that I did that weren't screened, they will say another 2, so be half, wouldn't it? So 12 times more. I was expecting to have at least 12 times more gold than what's in the snuffer bottle. I'm going to go grab it. I'll dump it all in, and then I'll do some weighing and see what we actually got as a total. Okay, so that is the gold from the pan. Oh, the test panning. And that is the gold from all the buckets. So is it 8 or 10 times more? Nah, I don't think so. Four times more. This is the funny thing sometimes, and it happens when you're high banking as well. You dig and you do a test pan, and it's great. Then you might dig 20 or 30 shovels and do another test pan, and it's great. And you're going, okay, every pan's got, this is really good. And like, that's not bad, I'm not going to complain. It's still a good take, considering the ground dry conditions, you know, like we've got to say aren't the best when they're dry. If I was high banking, it's probably maybe an hour's run, so it's not bad. Alright, I'm going to leave it there. Got a trip planned, so I've got to be ready and packed and make sure I don't forget anything. But I will do a weigh up just to show you. Till the next time, guys. See you all later.